I feel peaceful and wanted to do a video sharing about the experience. It's amazing when we tune into our body how a lot of our time can be spent with some level of anxiety or discomfort, or waiting for that thing that'll alleviate it, you know, some special event. I'll feel good when I watch the Super Bowl, or, you know, when I see so-and-so, or whatever it is. But I've been realizing more and more that not just understanding, but experiencing the idea that it's not necessary for anything outside of ourselves to be occurring in order to feel good. Or in other words, feeling good, feeling at peace, truly is just waiting there within us. But we've been socialized so much, our minds have been distorted to believe that virtually everything that makes us feel good is outside of ourselves. It's a kind of consumerism, not just of things, but of people. Consume to feel good, as opposed to feeling good because you're just present with yourself and you're not over-identifying with your mind or being stuck in rumination about situations. So I wrote about that a few days ago on my blog. There's a link to that in the description if you want to read it. I'm probably around February 3rd, February 4th, 2010, if this video is being watched far from now. But I had gotten caught up in recent days in stress about a car situation. I didn't have Freon or whatever in the air conditioning system for the last probably 3 years. And I hardly ever drive, so it's not a big deal, but I thought, I want to get that taken care of. And the first day, 3 days ago, or 2 days ago, a person who was going to come work on it just never showed and never called. And then a person yesterday was going to show, and then it got delayed a couple hours, then another couple hours, and for 7 hours it kept getting delayed until at night it just wasn't going to happen. And I wrote about that in my blog too, February 5th, February 6th. Yeah, February 5th, and just what I learned from that in terms of how the universe was pointing me in another direction. I found somebody today who came out who I like, has a basically good personality in terms of being amicable and friendly and polite, seems reliable, so that felt good to have that resolved. But it was just, you know, here it is, early February, Northern California. It's not like I have to worry about the heat, but I was obsessing on fixing this problem. But ultimately, I believe what it was about was learning to surrender, learning patience. Because even today, I found out it was not going to be solved today. It might not be solved till Monday. It might not be solved till after Monday. But that's the thing. I realized within myself the desire for completion of whatever the thing is, getting to the end of it, getting it over, and so there's nothing lingering. But as long as we're alive, there are situations that are lingering. So surrendering to them is letting go of attachment to the timing of things, because things have their own timing. And I believe that since I like to live in spaciousness and to not think about worldly things, to not think about cluttered type situations, I want to get them over with if they arise. If something that creates complexity, such as a car issue, arises, I want to just get it over with. And I think that if we ever have a draw toward, you know, are drawn towards death, there's this concept of finality, of getting something over with, of just, that's it. But I don't believe that death does that for people. I think that we reincarnate into a similar situation that has more intensified lessons that are related to the lessons that we have now, and that it's not about just ending anything. It's an ongoing process. I believe that we're eternal, and whatever our current situation is, we can be okay with it, or we can fight against it. And because a lot of situations that we find ourselves in don't feel optimal, they don't feel perfect, then we can try to use different external stimuli to feel better, whatever that is, whatever our distraction, addiction, or fixation is. We can get away from it for a little while, get away from stress, or we can just be okay with what is. So I believe I'm learning to be okay with what is and be less dependent upon external situations and people and interactions and everything. And I think my cat likes it. She's being really cute. she's being really serene. She's had some dinner. She's had some wet food. And she looks a little sleepy. Cute. I think she senses that I'm feeling serene, and so she feels safer too. Yeah, look at a serene cat.